before. So it's, you know, it's just been a huge learning, but so rewarding. You know, it's just been so cool to meet so many new artists and to see all this new work. It's really, really incredible. So let me just make sure. So Ferris, are we on here? We got the
We're live
oh, I
on
see.
Facebook right
Cool.
now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess the chat's not on, or I'm not seeing it. Okay, is it?
No,
I just
chat's
wanna make
on.
sure it's working.
Chat's on.
Okay, cool.
Do you see it?
Yep,
Okay,
cool.
perfect.
Okay. All right. So we are going to be making this website live in a few minutes, but I want to say a couple things. Huge amount of effort, huge amount of effort. And I wanted to thank, first and foremost, all the artists that entered. We had a huge interest in this, and I'm just really honored to be involved. And I take it really seriously. And Art2Life's all about helping artists. And there's a level of trust that I feel like you guys have given to us when you send in a painting to make sure it's juried, to make it seen, to make sure it's presented in the best possible light and all of that. And I just want to let you know that that's our first and foremost charge, is to just to really show up for artists. So I want to thank also the juror, Julie Nestor, and the whole crew over at Julie Nestor Gallery, Doug. It's a big production to jury a show of this size, and she worked so long and so many hours, and it's a big project to do that. And she agonized. It came down to top 10 art pieces, and man, it was just, she couldn't make a decision. And then it was days, and you know, but I think over time, strong work kind of emerged, and I think the selections will speak for themselves, which you'll all see pretty soon. I want to thank my team first. Also, this is a huge effort, and so many moving parts, and especially Terry Froelich on my team, who she pretty much oversaw this whole thing, and it's just the way she held artists, the way the whole experience of it is just top drawer. And I just, you know, it's really awesome. So thank you, Terry, for all that tremendous work. So I'm going to turn this website on in a couple minutes here, but because when we do that, all the winners, which you're probably all really curious about, are going to be seen, because that's the final website. Will have all of them in there. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking, we've got the four award winners here live, and I can't wait for you to meet them. We get to hear a little bit about their work. It's so cool. This is the coolest part about this whole thing. I mean, it's amazing to see people's work, but then to also see them in their studio. And you know, I just came into this channel a few minutes ago, and I got to see they're all set up, they're all there, they're all in their studios. There's other paintings like the ones they made. It's like the factory where this art is made. It's so cool to see that. So please hang on for that. But but what I'm going to do now is I am going to announce the winners kind of quickly, and then I'm going to open up the website for those of you so you can all see this. We have a link that we'll be putting in the comments. We had an art collector preview PDF of the entire show. And that was done, and that was sent out to collectors and museums and some galleries and stuff a day early. But that PDF it's a beautiful, and it's everything in the show with links to the artwork as well as the contact information for the artists. So if my team wants to put that in the chat, you guys can get that and download that after the call or whatever. It's kind of a neat keepsake to have that. Okay, and so I think that's it. Okay, so let me share my screen, and I'm going to roll through. I'm just going to give you a highlight of these artists, and then as I said, we're going to come back okay. All right. So okay. So there was 4 awards given, but Julie just couldn't let go of two of the paintings outside of that four group. And so she asked if she could have a judge's recognition award. These were added by her, and there were two people. This is Amy Brakeman Livesey, called Red Shoes, 24 by 24. It's just amazing. Her work's really great. It does a lot of vintage photography stuff. I know Amy, and I've seen her work and everything. So I just wanted to share this because the gallerist, the jury wanted us to see this, wanted you to see this. Nancy Bass, this is called At the Museum. It's a 30 by 30 oil on panel. And if you go to her website, and there'll be links in the website, so you don't have to write this down. All this is in the website, which is going to go live in a few minutes. You'll see she's done all these animals in front of all these paintings. It's just really, really cool. It's really interesting. I love these paintings. Okay, so for honorable mention, this goes to Joanne Godiner. It's beautiful. It looks like it's a 36 by 36 made out of 12 by 12s, I think. She's on the call today, so I'll be able to ask her and find out about this. So congratulations, Joanne, about winning this award. That's just awesome. Third place goes to Jeff Horton. This is Billboard number 4 in blue, 80 by 66. And man, these paintings, everyone submitted 3 paintings, and I went to his website, and after I saw this, and you got to check his stuff out. It's amazing. But this is beautiful, beautiful piece, Jeff. And it's hard to choose. I know the gallerist had a hard time choosing which one she wanted to select, because every artist selected 3. So anyway, congratulations, Jeff, for that. Second place goes to Laura Lloyd, this beautiful Lydia painting, 40 by 40 acrylic and oil on canvas. Laura's on the call with us, and I can't wait to dive into this, just to hear what she's thinking, how she's making these. It's just this amazing blend of realism and loose abstract, and it's so playful. It's just so great. The juror kept saying, I just love this one with bunny ears, and now I'm seeing it. So congratulations, Laura. It's just awesome. There was about 3,600 paintings. I mean, the 1,300 people entered, and each person entered 3 pieces. So these 4 pieces are chosen out of thousands of paintings. So it's no small feat to be here. So congratulations on that. And first place goes to Nino Yaniardi, pumpkin stew over sticky rice, 60 by 48 inches. It's just phenomenal, and I encourage you guys to go look and see what he's making. And this is not an anomaly. There's just a whole lot of amazing work, and this is just a beautiful sample of it. And I can't wait to talk to Nino. He's here on the call. We'll be talking to him, and I'm just really curious. But it's so beautiful. What a palette! It's so fresh. All right. So again, I'll be talking to these artists. We're going to continue. But I'm going to just check in with Brandon. Brandon, are you there? Are you able to turn this website on? I think so. Let me just stop sharing here for a second.
Turn it on.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. So is it live? Hey, thanks all the comments. Anne Marie, Tomoko, Annalise from France. This show was totally international. It's so cool. And so what I love is that, there's 50 artists that were chosen for this show, and we didn't have anything to do with the number. This is what the number that Julie felt would make a really great show. And I know the number's low, but the quality's really high. I mean, she really curated it. It was as if she was going to have a show in her space, and what pieces would be in there and how do they hang together. So I dare say that so many of you on the call, the artists that got in from Norway and from Europe and different places, all have friends, and I'm just excited to meet many of you for the first time. I'm not recognizing all these names, which is so cool. I'm going to have in the comments, for those of you who want to get on the Art to Life mailing list so you can be updated, we are doing this show again next year in a much bigger way. It's going to be amazing. This was like a trial run, but it's going to be incredible what we're going to do next year. So if you want to get that information early and stay connected to Art to Life and what we're doing, again, we're all about helping artists, and we have programs, and you know, that's our jam. So, but this particular thing about being notified about the show, a lot of people wrote in and they didn't get it, and so next year we're going to be really thorough. We're going to start a lot earlier and giving people a lot more time. Hey, Sally from Michigan, nice to see you. Suzanne. So I just want to get confirmation. Did the website go live? Oh, awesome.
Yep, Nick, the website's live now. Sorry about that.
Okay, great. Well, so you guys, don't get too distracted, because I want to dive in right now and talk to Joanne, who is the honorable mention for this year's show. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Hi. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an
So were
honor.
you surprised?
Very much so. Yes. Yes. Excited and surprised.
Yeah. So, yeah. So was I right? Was that 12 by, and maybe I should share my screen so people can see. Well, maybe we'll talk a minute, then I'll share my screen. Maybe I should share my screen so people can see your work. Hang on one second. Let me just grab that again. Okay. Let me go back here. Hold on one second. Okay. So is this piece, was I right? Is this 12 by 12 piece, 3 12 by 12s, or 6, 9 12 by 12s?
Yeah, it's 9 12 by 12s.
Yeah. And this is acrylic on wood.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many layers. It's sort of they don't fit together exactly, which is, I think, adds to the piece. It's sort of on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. You just make these and stick them together like playing cards, kind of. Did you,
Right.
I noticed what's cool is you use this kind of like stripe motif pattern in your work. And is that something new, or is that what you, like, what are you thinking with these?
Well, I first made this painting. It was the first painting I did after CVP. So I had a lot of information in my head, just trying to process it all. And then at the same time, we were in still a lockdown situation where I live. And so all my family was sort of pushed together, and our boundaries and routines were out the window, and everything was sort of messed up, and people were not going where they were supposed to be going. And so there was all that to contend with. And so I adopted little and often. I went to my studio, and I think this painting just represents where I was at that moment. I was really craving routine. I was missing routine and space.
Wow.
But I was finding, that was me trying to find a way to make it work, and just going out there, and it just sort of poured out.
Yeah, it's so great. And, you know, in a way, there's what I love about this there's these empty ones, you know, which are like, it kind of connects, but it kind of doesn't. You know, it's like how you're describing these puzzle pieces of, it's not all like figured out, you know. And I think there's a tension that is in your work because of that. You know, that there's a question mark in it, which is very cool. So for those of you who don't know, I forgot Joanne. You know, I've been so busy, but she's talking about CVP, which is Art to Life's Creative Visionary Program. It's a 3-month program that we offer in the spring, and so we do work on 12 by 12s. I just didn't make the connection, but that's so amazing that you did this after CVP. That's so cool. Really, really great.
Well, it's great to be acknowledged for the piece, and I'm so grateful it has been put together, and definitely grateful to be selected.
Yeah, yeah.
So thank you.
Wow, that's just fantastic. So what's coming up for you? What are you like? Was this something? Is this like this kind of work you're going to continue now, or where are you in, like, what's coming?
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I'm experimenting with different types of canvases and size of canvases, but I kind of have fallen in love with the stripes, and I want to see where I can go with that and push different boundaries. But I kind of like this assemblage idea. It's working for me.
Yeah, you know, it's so cool because you can just take, I love that you can just take random parts that are made with different mindsets and then you put them together and it's so fresh because it's like there's all these different sides of you all in one thing, you know?
Yeah, they're fun to make. So
It
I'm
looks
having
like,
fun.
so you work on them individually then, right? And then put them together?
Yeah, yeah, they're not one piece. I put them together and then I go back in and edit. That's where the design comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's layers and layers. And so once I kind of have them assembled how I want them to be, then I'll go in and edit colors and that so that I make sure the eye's moving around
Yeah.
and I get people to, you know, sort of work with that design the way I intend the piece to be viewed.
Right, right. And then do you glue them together or are they just like presented together? I mean, how would you show this or, you know?
These ones, I actually glued them all together on a panel and had it framed.
Oh,
I'm putting together a rather large one right now that I'm going to do on cradled birch panels
uh-huh.
and just put them together that way. So I'm kind of experimenting with different ways to put an assemblage together.
Yeah, yeah. And this piece is not for sale. I see that, but much of the work in the exhibition is available, and there's prices, and I believe, and there's contact information for you guys. If you need to reach out to the artist directly, you can do that. Some of the work has sold already in the exhibition. I think those are marked with a red dot. But well, anyway, Joanne, you know, it's great to meet you. I don't know if we talked in CVP. You know, I don't remember, but we might have.
You answered one of my questions. It was a great
There you
day.
go. Wow. Well, this is so awesome. What a surprise. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So next up, we're going to talk to Laura. No, we're going to talk to Jeff. Let me, okay, let's get his work here. Whoops. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Nick.
So congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thanks. I was really surprised and I'm really honored to be selected as one of the artists. It's super exciting.
I don't think I've ever met an artist that presumes they're gonna, you know, it's like we're also I think the making of art just makes you super humble. So when something like this happens, it just is like, what, you know, but I'm telling you, you know, all the pieces you selected and, you know, everything I looked at on the website, I checked your workout and it's so nice to see such a consistent, it's just so strong and you're doing different things, but you're doing it all in the same way, you know, like, tell me about this work. Like, how long does this take to make? It's so interesting.
Yeah, well, this particular piece is really large. So it's 80 inches by 66. The way I actually started with this piece was from a photograph that I'd taken. It was interesting. It was a photograph of a billboard. But what intrigued me about it was all the negative space. And so I was trying to recreate that on the canvas with all these lines and sort of color patterns. So it takes me a long time. I mean, I probably work on something like this for 2 to 3 months, something like that.
Yeah. And it's interesting how all the drips happen. Like it's so accurate, but it's also kind of out of control in this weird, which is such an interesting blend. Like, does that just happen for you? And then you just, at a certain point, you can't control it all?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, I have all these rigid structured lines, and for me, the drips break those lines down, and so it allows you to have that touch, that feel of paint on the canvas. That's just this paint that kind of flows naturally, and so they kind of create their own lines, but they're an abstract version of these real hard lines that I'm creating. So I like to juxtapose those two ideas.
When you were saying that this is a billboard, are we looking at kind of like the edge of it
Yeah, so the two diagonal lines towards the top kind of represent the two billboard panels, and everything below those diagonal lines represent the structure that supports it. And
Wow.
the image is the billboard is actually suspended over a building, which is the kind of the red block at the
Oh,
bottom.
wow.
Uh,
Yeah, it's so cool. And so this is oil. So how do you begin? Is this just like millions of pencil lines, or how do you, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I usually start with the sketch from an image and I translate that onto the canvas. And then I paint, start adding all these lines and color, and then it kind of morphs into its own being. And it's usually something, sometimes you can reminisce or you can see back to that original image, but other times it just takes on a life of its own. And so it morphs into something completely different.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So is your background, I mean, like what's the draw to this kind of, is that, it's so architectural, or is that something that you studied, or is it just what interests you?
Yeah, yeah. So I've always been an artist, and when I did college studies, I studied architecture. I thought it might be interesting as well, and it kind of took. And so now I've tried to merge those two interests of mine, painting and architecture, which obviously you can see through the image that it's very architectural.
Yeah.
But I enjoy both fields, so I'm not sure if I know architecture feeds into my art, and hopefully it works the other way as well.
Well, I think, I've seen a lot of work like this, but it's so like this. What I love about your work is that it feels like paint, like you're walking it perfectly in the middle. It feels like I get the sense that this is a gooey painting, but then I also feel the severity of the angles and how clean it is and accurate. And, there's that tension between those two, which is just, I've never seen anything like that. You just, you know, and what's so interesting is that you do this, it doesn't matter what composition
Thanks.
you do, you kind of do the same. It works in different compositions. It's really cool.
Oh, thanks. I do use this sort of wax in my a wax medium in my paints and the oils. I mix in with the oils, so it gives them a little bit more transparency, and so I
Uh,
can helps me build these layers. So
so it's,
it also adds to the painting.
is it like cold wax medium mixed in with the oil paint? Yeah.
Yeah.
The one this one
I
was
like
really,
the feeling
yeah.
that.
I think there's a bit of a
Oh,
lag
go
actually
ahead.
between
Sorry.
here. It looks like there's a bit of a lag here between
Yeah. Yeah.
us. So just let's keep that in mind.
Jeff, where are you located?
Oh, sorry. Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay. Wow.
Did you
Well,
get that?
it's just really, really great. Is your work still, is this the sort of primary trajectory of your work right now, or is it changing, or what can we look forward to seeing? Is this where you're totally going, or what's changing?
So it is changing. I don't know if you can probably see some of the paintings behind me. And there's one that has some three-dimensional
Can you make
elements
the
coming
screen
off of
bigger,
the
Ferris?
canvas. It's actually, I'm not sure.
No, Ferris, can you
Um,
make a screen bigger?
Not while you're sharing the
Oh,
screen
okay.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, so you're
there's
actually,
some images on my website as well.
okay.
But
We're,
yeah, the
we're actually
idea
we're having a
that
trouble with the link to
these,
your website, Jeff. Sorry to butt in, but I'm going to post your Instagram in the
oh,
chat because the website link for some reason is not working. So if anybody's asking, that's why. We're going to put the
okay.
Instagram one in there. Sorry. You might want to check that. Okay.
No,
Okay.
fine. I'll check on that. Thanks.
Right, right. So anyway, well, look, it's fantastic. So great to meet you, and congratulations, Jeff. This is really
Thanks.
works stunning, man. It's just so beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
All right. So we are going to go to Laura next, second place. Woohoo! Hi. Laura,
Hi.
where are you located?
I'm in St. Louis, Missouri.
Uh-huh. Okay. So tell us about this. So I know I've read your statement, I've looked at your work and everything, but you know, what's interesting to me is that you were saying that the figures kind of emerge while you're playing with paint. And then they, you know, like, so that's how these figures come in? And are there always figures? Or, I mean, is that how this one came in?
Oh, okay. First, it is so nice to be here, and I was so excited to get chosen. Like bouncing off the walls. Yeah, so I usually start out the paintings because I thoroughly intend to do like an abstract painting. Like just do a fun abstract painting and just hang it on the wall and let it be that. But then I look at it and it's just like, oh, this looks so empty. And I just like have to put a figure on, or like I'm not very confident in my abstractness. So like maybe, so I started out figure painting first, and like maybe I put the figure on to like try to save it or something.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so I paint the figure over, and then for this one, like the white part around her just came about just because I was so mad at it, and I just threw caution in the wind to just started painting it. I was gonna paint over it, but I stopped with the white. So
And the red marks, the bunny ears, that was just, you're just like, I get the sense that this thing is taking over, and so you're trying to beat it back into submission, right?
Yeah. The bunny ears was kind of an afterthought. I just felt like it needed more abstract elements to like sandwich it, kind of, so they work together back and forth.
Yeah. It's so, and it's, I don't know if it's deliberate, but it looks like that brush stroke kind of above her, on her white shirt, there's a shadow. And
I tried to do that.
It looks almost like it's floating. Was that deliberate or?
Yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun to like mess with it. Like, is it real? Is it not real? Kind of thing.
It really works. I mean, it really, like, you know.
Well,
and I love how her torso just becomes the background, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like she's floating her torso, and I was gonna finish it, but I thought, oh, maybe that's just weird enough to work. So, yeah.
So all your work most of your work is this blend of figurative and abstract.
Yeah, I think I love the abstract, and it makes the figures more energetic to me, or like there's just something more to look at. I like the little surprises that you get with the abstract, you know, the little weird color combinations or the layers and stuff.
Yeah, totally. And you know, this central, you know, first of all, is this just a made up figure?
No, it's I did a photo shoot with a friend's daughter like a long time ago, but I always loved that picture, so I just kind of dusted it off and thought it would make a cool painting. I'm always looking for people to paint.
Yeah, like, it's interesting. Yeah. I mean, you're so good at painting. I mean, just this dead on head painting. I mean, that's so hard, and you just pull it off so beautifully, and then you can be out of control at the same time. It's such a beautiful juxtaposition.
Well, you make abstract look easy to me. Like the scribbles, like those orange scribbles. Like I think you could if you just do it. It's just like doing it so much. I've done so many, but like you made it. I've been watching you for a while, but you made it okay to me to like just put little scribbles. Like you got that orange thing, and I would be like, you can do that, and so you like, and I love watching you like on YouTube when you do your live things where there's no talking, or like it's like, oh, that's so cool. And sometimes I try to guess where you put in your colors,
Yeah.
but I mean, sometimes they're kind of right, but not all right.
Yeah, you know, it's like we all have our edges of what our comfort zone, and it's fun. And I think that's what's so compelling about your work is, and this piece in particular. I mean, I just think the frustration that you felt in getting stuck, that came through so strongly. You know, it's like, to me, and this is, you know, take it for what it, you know, but I feel like we're so hard on ourselves. Like, this is such an amazing painting. Like, just to be able to paint this woman, this young woman, and it's so strong. And then to just like, it's not enough, you know, it's not enough for you because you want to push it further. It's not a photograph. And how do you do that? And you're not sure. And that frustration, and in the frustration, you get this painting that's actually doing something that's way beyond the just the photograph.
Yeah, I guess that's what I want to do, because like my thing is like, you know, I gotta make it a little bit different than photograph. Otherwise, just put the photograph up there. And I love experimenting on different things to get different, you know, medias to paint on. And yeah, it just makes it more fun for me, because I'm like, I know I can just make it look like that, but the not knowing is, and the background, the abstract is kind of fun. Fun and hard at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, Ferris, could you grab me a laptop just so I can see the chat while I'm on this? Because I can't see it.
For Zoom or for Facebook?
For Zoom would be great.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sound off. So I had a question, Lydia. You're using acrylic and oil. Tell me about that. You know, obviously you must start with acrylic and then oil on top.
Yeah. I start with acrylic because it just dries so fast, and you know, you can work on it longer in one session. And then the oil with the figure, because it dries slow, and you know, you need a little more time with the blending and things like that. So I always.
So the head is all in oil paint?
Yeah, the figure is, like after I do the all the acrylic in the background, then the figure is always just oil.
Mm-hmm.
And I love your oil sticks too. You turn me on to oil sticks.
Aren't they great?
So the bunny ears are oil sticks. So like some of
okay.
the things are oil sticks. Yeah.
Wow, that's so great. Well, Laura, listen, thank you so much, and congratulations. This is a huge accomplishment, really.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it so much.
All right. Okay, thank you. And so check out Laura's work and go to her website, you guys. And this piece is for sale, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk to Nino now.
Hello.
Hey, Nino.
How are you? Long
Good.
time no
So
see.
we got to meet just for a second before, but where are you, Nino? Where are you looking?
I'm in Seattle. This feels like a CVP reunion. This is great.
Yeah,
I've
I guess.
heard your voices for a while, so this is like warm heart.
That's so good. What year did you go?
2018.
2018. All right. Wow.
That's when I started. Yeah.
Listen, your work's amazing. So I'm so curious. There's a bunch of questions I have for you, but were you surprised? Did you
I still have the email right here.
Oh, that's so great.
And then, yeah, it was I think Tuesday morning, so I couldn't work after that.
Yeah, right.
Think of, is this real? Yeah, I have to recheck if that's actually my name. But it was a nice surprise. I was really honored and humble, and you know, and also I watched your vlog this weekend about competition. That's really timely. So it's great. It's
it's a, you know, these are awesome things to celebrate, and then it's also the most important thing is what you're making here and what we're all making, and celebrating all the people that got into this show and all the people that enter. There's so much good work. You know, it's like, that's where, you know, you got to put most of your money into your practice but today it's just about what occurred and what emerged. And I know this this painting, I saw this, Julie had this in her top 10 and she kept going around and around and around. I think she always knew this was the one, but so this is acrylic on oil. Do you work mostly like this size now?
Um, getting smaller because I'm getting less space in the studio. But yeah, this is actually on wood, not on.
Oh, really?
Canvas. Yeah. So
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, after the CVP, I just tried to make bigger work. This is the biggest one I've done.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's really liberating, you know, to have this space and
Yeah.
move around the canvas. So I love making big pieces. It's just a matter of where to store them after that too.
Yeah, right.
I have to
Well,
just.
dude, you got to get this stuff out there because it's so
Yeah.
strong, you know.
Thanks.
So this piece looks like you were working on it upside down and then you flipped it up. Do you do that a lot because it has this overall quality, you know?
Yeah, I like to do that. I think this started last year. I've been doing a lot of turning around all the time, also on the ground. So whenever I do things on the ground, also that creates a different marks. So I like just to move things around. And yeah, and this one is, as you can see, the drips upside down. So I work the other way around a lot, and then I just turn it because I can see, you know, sometimes you just see something different. It just makes you feel like more, I don't know, freer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, I was reading your statement. Are you a chef? You love food. There's all these food metaphors.
I do. Well, I'm not a chef. I'm an eater. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
I like to eat good food. Yeah, and then I, you know, this different ingredients. I just keep thinking about different ingredients as of their different people.
Yeah.
Together.
Right.
So
So like you were talking about, oh, great. Thanks, Ferris. So you were talking about like putting, you know, it's like balancing food, you know, together, balancing like spices or tastes together. How you do that in cooking, and you're doing it visually here as well.
yeah, just the essence of that ingredient. So it's not,
Yeah.
you know, a literal picture, but more of the essence of that ingredients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
love it. I love it. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, you know, I have a trouble sometimes trying to describe to people how to finish abstract paintings, but it's a lot like finishing soup. You know, you just balance all these things and it sort of works, you know?
yeah. And then if you don't see them finish, you just feel yeah, it's hard to describe. But you just kind of know in your gut saying that it's not, something's not right, you know, or something's right. Anyways,
And what I love is that we can't even, you know, it's hard for us to even articulate it. And like, you're the artist and it's hard to articulate, but when people look at it, they just feel like it's done. They get it. You know, no one on this call is looking at this wondering if this is finished or not. You know, it's like, it's super strong and it's just, you know, and that's what I love about art. Like, it just transcends all that, you know?
yeah. I mean, I'm still learning what that means as well. You know, what is done, what I don't think I'll be ever done. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I take away from CVP. It's, you know, it's the long game. So I really love that. Really love that.
For those of you guys, so the CVP, it sounds like it's an ad or something, but this is the Creative Visionary Program that Art2Life runs once a year, and a lot of artists have gone through it. And I had forgotten, Nino, you know, from 2018 that you went through it. That's so awesome.
I'm the quiet one in the back usually. So
yeah. Well, that's fine. You know, you just take what you need. So how long have you been painting? I mean, have you been doing this your whole life, or are you just painting now, or what's your deal?
Yeah, my background is design. I went to school for design, and then well, but in the past, what 2017, 2018, I started to lean in more into it, more into the paintings. But I have, design job as the real job. So so yeah, but I've been painting on and off since high school. I went to design school or art school for art, but then turned into design. So yeah, so I'm in the studio every day now because of the COVID. So that's great. The studio
Yeah,
is to
right.
to work and to play. So it's great.
There's a lot of people commenting on your work and the yummy, steamy feeling from Annabella. And just I think people are really moved by this palette. I mean, if you started out trying to make a painting called Pumpkin Stew Over Sticky Rice,
Yeah.
you just nailed it. That color, it's so pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's sometimes most of the time though I don't have the title in mind.
I know, yeah,
Like
yeah,
you just start playing and then see what comes up and respond to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So when you start these, do you just, I mean, was this painting wildly different when you started, or do you kind of have an idea ahead of time, or?
no, I think it's wildly different. uh, but the color probably there. I try to remember, try to look at the old pictures. I usually take pictures every steps because they're different all the time. But definitely the bottom part, the white part on the bottom, that's kind of like uh, the part where I think I want to cover. I want to simplify this thing, and you
Yeah,
just try to cover it up almost halfway through. Yeah, so that's the thing that I'm still learning how to make my paintings more impactful in a way, but it's in a simple way.
yeah.
How to simplify my paintings. Um, that's more of the journey for me next.
Right now, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah. Well, it's such a beautiful, it's just such a beautiful juxtaposition of just like that whole calm area, and then just that. It's funny, it's like a storm. I know it's like it feels to me like this inclement weather, and then there's this calm, and then there's these little patches. It's just so interesting. And you're using such big brushes. If that's a 60 by 48,
Uh-huh.
I mean, do you use buckets of paint, or how are you getting those
Yeah,
huge strokes?
I use buckets. Yeah, that's what I use now. Just
Uh-huh.
it's easy.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. That's the thing that I'm learning from you too. It's it's about getting it ready to go, so you don't have a lot of prepping to start and to finish that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
always it's easy to start and restart, and of course I clean the brushes afterwards, but yeah,
So
but
you don't use any like retarders in the medium or anything to slow the paint down?
no, well, sometimes I just use water to dilute a little bit, but also the pouring medium, um, as well, just to make it like this, the pour.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that makes it kind of like that creamy quality to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
And then how do you finish this?
well, I have it.
Like a medium on the surface, or?
I have it just a UV spray on it, matte finish. Uh, but yeah, I don't have any like wax or anything on top of it. Because yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Is that the same painting back there? Oh, it is.
It is the same painting, yeah.
Oh
It is.
yeah, boy, that's just
Yeah,
beautiful.
you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, and those little ones. Can you hold up a couple of those little ones?
Oh yeah, here, if you can
Oh,
see.
we got to see this. Wow.
This is actually a daily challenge that I did with Jen Tuff.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it's a
Can you
daily
hold one? Can we see one close?
which
I see.
Yeah.
So what are those, like 5 inches square?
This is 4x4. Yeah.
4 by
I
4.
happen to have all these 4x4 already. So just, it's interesting. We have a daily prompt, words, and then, just come up with anything. So
Yeah, right. Fun.
that's nice, fun ways to create something. So
Yeah.
yeah. And
Wow. Well, listen, I just want to congratulate you, Nino, and amazing work. And wow, fantastic.
I'm honored. Thank you. And
Yeah.
congratulations for the other ones too, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we'll be in touch. And yeah, Nino, I just I'm excited to see where your work's incredible and where you're going with this next. I can't wait to see what you do next. Really.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to just switch my thing over here. Incredible, right? What amazing, what a great, amazing bunch of work. And for some of you guys been asking questions about the CVP, that's our Creative Visionary program that I didn't realize a couple of these folks had done because we've been doing it for 5 or 6 years. But if you want to get on the mailing list to find out about that and just stay connected to us, it launches in the spring. You can, my team's putting a link in there right now so you can stay connected on that. We only do it once a year. It's so fun. We also have the PDF link that they'll put in there so you can get a cool download that we designed. That's just a great thing just to keep, just so you can review it, and it's got all the links for the artists as well. And all that work, most of the work's for sale on the site. So check that out as well. So hey, Joyce, nice to see you here. Yeah, Cheryl, he uses pouring medium. So it was a Liquitex pouring medium, which I've never used that, but it makes it like silky, it's like liquid for oil paint. And that's, I think, some of the quality of that brush work has that. It's just super silky. All right. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Anne-Marie. It's Liquitex pouring medium. Fantastic. And Jeff's asking, can you put the PDF link up again? So we'll do that as well. Dee, nice to see you here. Yes, congratulations, everyone. And fantastic. So yeah, so we'll be in touch and enjoy the show. And please reach out to these artists, follow these artists, support these artists, and stay connected so you will be included for next year's show, because we're gonna do, now we got this down. We're gonna do a major thing. We already got some really cool ideas. So, all right, you guys. I hope your Tuesday's great. And again, thank you for being here. Really super appreciate it. Okay, you guys, take care. Bye.